What's going on, Charles Botensten? Today we're going to be talking about, and I've talked about it so many times, just 1% better every single day. And by the way, nothing is my original idea. I'm just repackaging it and distributing it to you guys. So I'm not taking credit for any of this. Obviously, Jim Rome, Tony Robbins, all these guys that, and they learn from someone else. So don't think that everything they know is original origination of content. So today we're going to be talking about every single action you do counts. Okay, I said 1% every single day, just a little bit better. I'll give you the example. I brought it up in the last video, which is I just bought a light. And the light is illuminating my face, and it's making me, I'm looking at the screen, it's making me a little bit better for YouTube, okay? I bought this mic that you can see right here that's just a little bit better every single day. And that's, what are you doing every single day, which is every single action counts. That's the thing, is there's residual either way. Residual, if you go to the gym, you're more likely going to eat healthy that day. That's residual. In other words, there's throughout the day you're making choices, but the funny thing is each day the choice can go just a little. You're not going to see anything massive, and listen, people talk about the quantum leap. The quantum leap happens when you put in, as what's his name? I think it's Leonard in Mastery. Highly recommend that. I'm ripping through that book. Absolutely incredible. And he talks about you go up and then you go down a little bit, and then there's a lull, and then you go up and then you go down a little bit, and then there's a lull. But the thing is, people think it's linear. It's not linear. You go up, and then there's a lull, and then you get frustrated. And this is really where people start falling out. You go up, and then you start people falling out. And the falling out is because people don't like the process. That's the thing, is that people, they want to be a public speaker. They want to be a musician. They want to be an influencer, but they don't want to put in the hard work. They don't want to deal with the hating comments. They don't want to deal with the public figure of coming along with people walking up to them and be like, your stuff stinks, or your music is terrible, your videos are brutal. With me, look at my first video. My first video was, I looked different, I acted different. I look at it and I'm like, that was a lost individual. But at that time, that was the best I was. And then I'm gonna look back at this point and be like, that was a lost individual, but that was the best I am right now. Why? Because I'm just getting a little bit better. Like I said, the microphone, the light that I'm looking at, what are you doing every single day? Because every single action counts. Here's an example. This morning, I wake up, I was at the Belmont Stakes yesterday. So the Belmont Stakes, in case you're not familiar, is a horse race. It's the last leg of the Triple Crown in the United States. And I got there at 9 something, and I got home at 9. It was a 12-hour day. Okay, I drank, I didn't really eat that much because I'm more conscious on the food that I put into my body than the liquid, because the liquid I feel, and by liquid I mean alcohol. I don't drink sugary drinks and things like that, but alcohol, yes, I know there's sugars and there's carbs and things like that. However, I don't know, sugar just really just rubs me the wrong way. It just once it enters my body, I lose focus, I get lazy, I don't want to do things. So it just doesn't sit well. My body's not used to it. I've literally weaned myself off of it. And someone brought out a box of cookies, and that's the funny thing is, someone brought out a box of cookies, and then I'll go back to this morning. Yesterday, someone brought out clearly just completely manufactured chocolate chip cookies. There's 12 of them. People start ripping through it. And then, and it's funny, this is what I do. Maybe that's why I'm just a complete wacko. I look at people's faces and I see how they react when they see the cookies. Because I know they went the entire day of drinking. And I'm not saying not to enjoy life. That's the thing, is that most people are like, they'll see me out and I'll have like a tiramisu in front of me. It's like, do 80% of the time good, and then obviously enjoy life, that 20%. And then when you go in, do 20%. Do you, but for the rest of the time, when you need to focus and everything else, you need to go into that. So I saw their face, they looked at the cookies, their brain said, I like that. Then they thought about it because it wasn't like too popular. Some people were walking over. The group we were in, all of us were relatively in shape. Everyone, some people were really in shape, like jacked. And then I saw the person kind of like walk over and take like half a cookie. Once the half a cookie was gone, then it was like seen as okay for one other person. Then by like 10 minutes later, pretty much they're all gone. But it was amazing to see after that the effect on the people. Then people started drinking more. Someone said, let's buy some more beers. So you could see the residual effect. Every decision matters, okay? And if you know, like I know, if I have a tiramisu, I'm probably going to have a sambuca and an espresso after that for dessert. I know that. I am in control of that. But the problem is most people, like I said, walk around in the Dur state. The Dur state is that society and everyone else is telling them what to do. Social media, food, influences everything. I just talked about notifications and turning it off on your phone. So the biggest thing is understanding that every decision you make counts. I'll bring up the last example and then I'll end the video. So the last example is that this morning I wake up, so I had this 12-hour day. I wake up this morning really early because my body's used to waking up at 5 o'clock Monday through Friday for my morning session. Then I go to the gym and then I go to work. Morning session is about an hour. It's meditating, journaling, bouncing around on my trampoline, whatever. I have a whole video, look through it. In the videos, not in the, it might be in the description, whatever. So I wake up, I'm feeling a little groggy because my body's not used to drinking. I drink maybe once a week, if that, maybe once every 2 weeks. And the reason being is I used to be a massive drinker, like massive, like 18 beers, 16 beers, not alcoholic because I drank only at night and then it was in college and everything else. Maybe, it was just binge drinking. That's really what it was. And I didn't rely on it. I just used it as a crutch to do crazy, stupid things. And that was college and whatever. And then I noticed that I couldn't really bring that into my life because I would be hungover and then I wouldn't do anything at work. And if I didn't do anything at work, I didn't make any money in advance and blah, blah, blah. So this morning I wake up, I'm a little groggy. It's 6:30. I go on my cell phone. 7:30, and I just made a video about how addicting social media is. 7:30 a.m. rolls around. I'm still in bed with my phone, scrolling through Instagram comments and Facebook and YouTube, and I'm reading through, or I'm watching a couple of YouTube. By the way, highly recommend this app. It's called TubeX, T-U-B-E-X, and you can have it on just audio. And then you could literally just audio, because a lot of them you don't need to see me. I just don't have the money to translate video to audio to upload to SoundCloud. I don't have the money because I don't want to do that, to be honest. That's as honest as it gets. So I'm sitting there at 7:30. I don't want to get out of bed. Then I get out of bed and I go and I have an oatmeal. I have a cold brew. The cold brew is, you could look it up. But it literally, for me, it just flushes out my system. You know what I'm talking about. Number two, everything out. And the reason being is because I didn't eat that well. I didn't eat meat. Actually, no, I had half a hamburger. I'm not a meat because of what goes in there. But I just wanted to flush everything out. And then I had a croissant, which is sugary and buttery and whatever. And then after that, I didn't feel like doing anything. So I was there. It's 11:30, and I'm like, I promised myself 11:30 a.m. I promised myself to. So I did bad decisions. 11:30 a.m. rolls around. I say, I need to record these videos because I need to record, I think, 8 or 9 videos so I can span it out over the next 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks, I'll record 2 more weeks of videos and things like that. I didn't feel like coming here. This is about, and I'm in New York City, this is 40 blocks away. And that's the thing is that because I came here, this is what happened. Because I came here, I had a salad right before this. I feel better. Maybe because of the salad, but I feel better that I made that decision to come up here. I biked up here. It's 90-something degrees in New York City today, so I was sweating a little bit when I got here. I had the salad. I'm ripping through this. I'm feeling really good. And this is going to have a residual effect later because I'm going to have another salad for dinner at the same place, which is down there. There's a window right here. And that's the residual effect. I could have had the other way around, which is I had a really bad lunch because there's delivery in New York City. Then I would have worked from home, and then I would have not exercised at all. I would not have been outside. I would not have recorded this, hopefully for your benefit and everything else. What is that? The long story short is that literally that's the residual of making good or bad choices. I know this is a total rant, and I don't know if you got any value out of it, but you have to understand every decision matters, okay? And the problem is we think it's free will. But what you eat, how you dress, how you talk, who you talk to, what you watch, what you listen to, and pretty much your days are exactly the same from what it was yesterday. As someone way smarter and the first millionaire in the United States, Benjamin Franklin, said, if you do today what you did yesterday, or I'm sorry, if you do tomorrow what you did today, you will have tomorrow what you had today. If you eat, taking the same thing, if you don't reduce sugar or coffee, listen, I have 3 or 4 cold brews. I'm not ashamed against it. But if I rely on that, if I rely on dairy or meat or social media or Netflix or some other stimulation, you're not creating life, and then you can't get mad at yourself. So every decision matters. 2 books I recommend. Number 1 is Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect, and The Slight Edge by Mike Olson, Jeff Olson, I got to look that up. One of those Olson guys. I worked with a Mike Olson. Jeff Olson, I think, is the author. Just get 1% every single day better. I bought a $40 light. I hope this makes it a lot better. You guys let me know. On the screen, it looks better. I just talked with someone. I might bring her on to be my videographer. She's not going to be full-time. I can't afford a full-time one. For work reasons, I pumped so much money back into the business. And to be honest, for me, it's not about likes and whatever. Like, I want to build an audience to leave a legacy. That's really what it is. I literally have the same aspirations as Gary Vaynerchuk, which is, I don't care about, I don't wear a watch. I don't have any jewelry. This shirt is like $10. I don't really care. I live in an awesome part of town. In New York City, because I'm a single guy. I'm not going to live in the suburbs. I'm not buying a 2-bedroom. All of my money goes towards the business. It goes towards building this a little bit better. Every decision matters. So I know that was a total rant. I hope you got something out of it. Leave in the comments, subscribe to the video. And of course, let me know how you guys want me to take the channel. Have an awesome day. Talk to you guys soon.